Welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time I'm gonna be doing a feel on my nails. I'm not really sure what I want to do next just yet, but as you can see, they look pretty rough. I've chipped my nails with like the nail drill when I'm doing other people's nails. They're grown out. I have a piece of acrylic that fell on my bling, but I also wanted to show you guys how good my bling stayed on. I am missing my big piece on here, but for the most part, everything stays really good. Again, it is, I think today's like 2 weeks and 3 days since I last did my nails, and the bling is still really shiny. They stayed on really good and no complaints at all. And this is the same bling. All of this is the same that I sell on my website, so be sure to check it out. But the first thing that I'm going to be doing is just going in with a pair of nippers and just removing the bling. Alrighty, so we removed all of the bling on that hand, so we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on this other hand.
Let's go.
Alrighty, so once I finish removing all of the bling from my nails, I'm gonna go in with my extra coarse drill bit, and I'm gonna be removing that gel polish from my nails, and also of course filing down the acrylic just a little bit for the fill-in. Honey, stop! And as always, I am using the Melody Susie Scarlet Nail Drill, and I'm using it at 10,000 RPMs. So when I do this, I just go from the right side, working my way around to the left side, just going back and forth. And we want to make sure that we get rid of that top coat that we applied on the nails, since I don't have any gel polish on these, just the top coat. And also to get rid of any lifting that you may have from around this cuticle area. So just go again from the right side, work your way around to the left side, just go back and forth, and then just removing the top coat from the entire nail. Alrighty, just like that, as you can see, I had a little bit of lifting like right in that area, and the reason or the way that I was able to tell is because sometimes it looks a little bit whitish, so that's where you know where it's a little bit lifted. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the rest of the nails. Again, just following around the cuticle area. As you can see right there, I don't know if you can really tell, but right there it's like a tiny little bit of lifting. So I just want to go in there and get rid of it. Now if your nails are lifting a lot to where it's lifting like all the way down towards the tip, it's better to just go ahead and remove that nail tip, because if not, most likely it's still going to break off once you fill it in. So I would suggest, you know, to just work smarter and not harder, and just go ahead and remove the nail and just replace it. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish doing this on all of the nails, and then we'll move on to the next step. Again, this is the Scarlet Melody Susie nail drill, and I'm using it at 10,000 RPMs. Alrighty, so here is the first hand. So again, we just got rid of the top coat and the polish that was on there. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing on this hand. Of course, I have to be a little bit more careful since I'm doing my right hand with my left hand, but same thing going around the cuticle area. Here's another example of a little bit of lifting. As you can see, it kind of looks a little bit whitish. So that's how I know that I need to go in there and just remove that lifted part. But make sure that you're really careful, because you don't want to file down too much. Remember that when you're using your drill, you want to keep your drill moving at all times. You don't want to leave it in one spot for too long, because it's going to cause friction and it's going to cause your nail to burn. So keep it moving at all times, and make sure that you're careful not to, of course, cut yourself. So I do suggest that you use a safety drill bit like this one. That way, you know, you are being careful. Alrighty, so I finished removing the gel polish from my nails. So next we're going to go in with a cuticle pusher, and I'm just using this OPI cuticle pusher, and we're just going to push back those cuticles, and this is just going to help expose the new growth and also help with reducing lifting. Alrighty, so after we push back the cuticles, I'm going to go ahead and switch this drill bit out. And I'm going to go in with my sanding band. Remember, we use a 180 sanding band to remove the shine from the natural nail. And I switch these out after each client. So you want to make sure that you always use a new one. Also, when let's see, the 3 drill bits that I always use, I know I get this question asked a lot. The only 3 drill bits that I ever use are my fine drill bit, or you can use the extra fine. I've been using the extra fine here lately a lot. I use this one a lot to file after we apply the acrylic, this one to remove the shine from the natural nail, and then this one to file down the acrylic and to remove gel polish, and this one is the extra coarse drill bit one. And I'll be sure to leave all of the links down below to all of these. But again, this one right now that we're going to use is the 180 sanding band, and we're going to use this one at 5,000 RPMs. And when you use when you get a nail drill, a lot of the times it comes with like a little case with drill bits, and the only one that you're going to use out of there, or I know for me, the only one that I ever use out of those little kits that come with your drill is just this one. So we're just going in there and just removing the shine from the natural nail, going from the right side all the way to the left side, getting as close as you can to the cuticle area. And just as I told you guys last time, don't be scared to get really close to the cuticle area, because this drill bit is not going to cut you, as you can see, but you do want to make sure that you use it at a slow speed. Again, I'm using mine at 5,000 RPMs with this drill, but just kind of, play around with it and see what works for you, because you might be using a different, nail drill. Yours might go a little bit faster than mine. So again, just mess with it, and whatever, you feel comfortable using it at, then that's completely fine. So same thing on the other hand. Again, we go from the right side over to the left side, just going back and forth to remove that shine.
Let's go.
Alrighty, so we finished removing the shine from the natural nail. So now I'm gonna go ahead and dust my nails off. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and clean my area because it's so much dust. Alrighty, so now the next part would be to apply the acrylic. So I'm not really sure what I want to do. I'm in between doing maybe some, I really don't want to do Valentine's Day-ish nails, but I kind of do. So I might incorporate some of this glitter. Let's see. I know I'm going to fill them in with that same acrylic that I used the last time, which was the Cover Nude Blush. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Also, this time I'm going to be using the clear acrylic to encapsulate the nails, because I think I kind of been confusing a lot of people, because I usually use my Mia Secret pink acrylic, which is really translucent, and I use it because I have a lot of it. This is literally the only clear acrylic that I have, which is why I always use my pink, because again, it's really translucent and you can't really tell the difference, or at least I can't. And then of course I'm using my Mia Secret monomer. So I use these little small dapping dishes, and then of course just fill it back up if I need to. And then lately I also been pouring in a few little drops of acetone into my monomer, because it helps the acrylic dry a lot faster, and it makes it not as runny. Let's see. So For my brush, I'm going to be using my Alpha brush in a number 10, and it is an oval shape. And sorry, I kind of scraped that off, or I think acrylic got in it. I don't know, but we're going to go ahead and get started. And before we apply the acrylic, of course, we have to go in with the primer. So I'm using my Young Nail Protein Bond, which just looks like this. And we're going to apply that on the natural nail. Remember, you don't want to get it on the skin because if you have any little cuts, it will burn.
Let's go.
Alrighty, so since the ring fingers are already that, you know, pink, just the pink, regular pink acrylic, I'm gonna go in and just do my glitter on those. So what I'm gonna do is just go in with a little bit of the Mia Secret Clear, place it at the back, of course patting it down and brushing it down towards the tip. Sorry, I had to switch brushes because my other one had a little bit of acrylic stuck in it, but this is the same Alpha brush in a number 10. So we applied a little bit of the Mia Secret Clear Acrylic. So now I'm gonna get a little bit more of the clear acrylic and I'm gonna dip it into the glitter. I'm gonna place that right on top of the nail, patting it down. And then once we pat it down and push it closer to the cuticle area, we're gonna go ahead and brush that down towards the tip. We're gonna go ahead and get another bead. Let me scoot this up so you guys can see it. Get another bead and dip it back into the glitter. Same thing, just place it down and pat it down. And remember, when you're doing this, you don't want to drag too hard because you don't want to drag the product off the nail. Alrighty, so just like that, and then after that we're gonna go ahead and encapsulate this with the Mia Secret Clear Acrylic. We want to make sure that the acrylic is thick enough, that way whenever I come back to file the nails, I'm not going to file any of the glitter off. So place the bead closer to the cuticle area and brushing it down. Make sure that when you brush down that you brush super gently. It's like I'm literally feathering the acrylic. Don't press down too hard.
Let's go.
Just like that. And then next I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the rest of the nails with just the Mia Secret Nude Blush. So same thing, just doing a bead closer to the cuticle area. I'm not gonna do the pink underneath or the clear underneath because I'm gonna just leave this pink on my nails. Usually, if you know, say next time I wanted to do something different, I would, you know, file away the colored acrylic, but since I'm just leaving it the same, that's why I'm not doing you know, the clear underneath. I'm gonna put down another paper towel because I don't want the glitter. Usually I try to do the glitter nails last because then the glitter gets on the rest of the nails, but I forgot. So we're gonna go ahead and do another bead, place it really close to the cuticle area. And then going in and cleaning up Make sure you don't get any acrylic on the skin. Now I'm going in with the Mia Secret Clear, and we're just encapsulate it. Remember, the reason why we have to go in and encapsulate it is because whenever we come back to file the nail, we don't want to file away any of the colored acrylic because then it'll look patchy.
Let's go.
Remember, you want to make sure that you also look at the nail from the side. As you can see, we have a nice apex and a nice thickness at the tip. Now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the rest of the nails. Same thing, getting your bead, placing it closer to the cuticle area, patting it down, and then brushing it down towards the tip, being really gentle because you still want most of this product to stay right in the middle where you first placed it, but you just want to blend it down.
Let's go. Let's go.
So I finished applying the acrylic on this hand, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other hand. So again, we're just doing the glitter on the ring finger, and then we're just filling in the rest of the nails with the Cover Nude blush by Mia Secret.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Alrighty, so after we apply the acrylic, we're gonna go ahead and reshape the nails, and I'm gonna use a 100 nail file. As always, we go from the nail groove towards the tip, going back and forth at exactly a 90-degree angle. Same thing on the other hand, and of course, since they're already that coffin shape, we don't have to do too much filing, just enough to where we want to perfect that shape. So again, just go exactly from the side of the nail, from the nail groove towards the tip or the fridge, and just go back and forth. Make sure that it's super straight. As you can see, you don't want it to be like this, don't want it to be like this. Literally at a 90-degree angle on both sides. Same thing for the fridge. Hold your file at exactly a 90-degree angle, just like that, and just go back and forth. And make sure that when you're doing this, you're watching your shape, because you don't want to, overfile. You don't want to shorten it or shorten the nail. So make sure that you watch your shape. And also, you could be accidentally holding your file a little bit, slanted or something, and it's gonna make your nail crooked. So just hold on, just like that. So same thing for the rest. Again, it's super important that you start right there at the nail groove, going right to the fridge, going back and forth. Same thing on both sides. And then following the free edge at a 90-degree angle. And remember, if you need to hold your finger on the edge of the bed, or not edge of the bed, but edge of the table, that is completely fine as well. Whatever you feel comfortable doing and whatever works for you is completely fine. For me, I have to hold my finger at the edge of the table like this, or closer to the end, but like this, and just go in there and file so it's like super straight. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this just a little bit so you guys can see when I'm doing it.
Let's go.
Alrighty, so we followed the first hand, so now we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other hand. So same thing, going from the nail groove, and as you can see, sometimes after you apply the acrylic, it might get on the side, so that's why I go right in there on the sides to even that out, and then going straight towards the free edge. You don't want any product on the skin. Sometimes, especially when you're doing your you know, like since I'm right-handed, when I'm doing my right hand with my left hand, you know, it's a little bit hard to not get the product on the skin. Even though I've been doing my nails for years, it's still, you know, a little bit hard. So just make sure that you always go in there and you file straight towards the free edge. Alrighty, so I finished reshaping my nails and this is what they look like. So now we're gonna go in with the extra coarse drill bit, and we're gonna go ahead and file the nails. Remember that when we are filing the nails during this part, we are mainly focusing around the cuticle area. You want to make sure that you get as close as you can to that cuticle area to seal the acrylic. As you can see right now, you're not able to see where my natural nail is. So what we want to do is make sure that we're able to see where the cuticle is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylic is. So we go from the right side all the way around to the left side and just going back and forth until we're able to see where the cuticle is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylic is. And I don't mean that there has to be like a huge gap in between or in the middle, just like right when you're able to see the natural nail. I'm gonna go ahead and let you get a closer look. Again, you're not able to see my natural nail on any of them, so I'll show you at the end once I'm finished filing them, you know, what they're supposed to look like. And then also, of course, you know, filing the rest of the nail to make sure that they're all nice and smooth. As you can see, this is a side view of what my nails look like. Let me go ahead and give you a better look. This is what my nails look like from the side. So as you can see, I have a nice apex. This is how thick, if you can see how thick they are. I am gonna go in and file the bottom of them a little bit, because you know sometimes you get a little bit of acrylic under there, so I still have to go in and file underneath a little bit. But this is how thick they are. This is before filing. This one still looks a little bit uneven, as you can see there, but for the most part we have a nice apex. Alrighty, so now that I'm gonna go in with this extra fine drill bit, I'm gonna speed it up to 10,000 RPMs again. So again, we go from the right side. So from the right side, go all the way around to the left side, making sure that you are careful not to get too close to the skin though, because you don't want to cut yourself. And just go back and forth, making sure that you keep your drill moving at all times, because if not, if you leave it in one spot for too long, it's going to cause friction and it's going to cause your nail to burn. I cannot stress that enough. I'm sure everyone has had that, you know, happen to them, where the nail starts to burn. And that's just from leaving your drill in one spot for too long, or from, you know, putting too much pressure on the nail. So you want to make sure that you're doing this very lightly. You don't, you know, want to be too heavy-handed when you're doing this. So again, going all the way around and also making sure that we file the rest of the nail. And then also I go in and just file like the very tip of the nail, like underneath the nail. And I always do this for all of my nails, because again, sometimes you get acrylic underneath the nail, so just gently go in there and file that off. Alrighty, so I'm done filing this thumb. Let me go ahead and dust it up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So as you can see, again, with these, you're not able to see my natural nail. And with this one, you can see it's like a line all the way around my cuticle area. Like all the way right there where my natural nail is. Right there, you see how it's like just a little bit to where it still looks really good, but I'm able to see my natural nail. So we're gonna do that on all of the nails, but same thing, just going all the way around the nail back and forth until we're able to see all those three things. And that's usually how I know that I filed good enough. I always file until I'm able to see my natural nail. So remember, from the right side all the way around to the left side. And also remember that, you know, I use my drill at 10,000 RPMs when I'm using, or when I'm doing this, but, you know, just play around with your drill, especially if you're a beginner. You know, you're going to be scared to work with your drill, but you only get better, you know, with practice. So just pick it up and, you know, do it or use it at a low speed. And then as you get a little bit better and a little bit more comfortable, then just speed it up.
Let's go.
Alrighty, so I finished filing all of my nails and I'm gonna go ahead and show you. Sorry, it's still a lot of dust around my cuticles, but as you can see, you're able to tell where my cuticle is, where my natural nail is, and where the acrylic is on all of them. And that's how I know that I filed good enough around the cuticle area. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing on this other hand. You just wanna make sure that you're a little bit more careful. Obviously, I'm right-handed and I'm doing this with my left hand. But same thing, just going around the cuticle area and just filing the rest of the nail as I go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Alrighty, so I finished filing all of the nails. So now I'm gonna go in with my buffer, and this is just going to get rid of any of the scratches left on the nails from the hand file or the e-file. So I'm gonna go ahead and just buff really good.
Let's go. Let's go.
Alrighty, so I finished buffing my nails. So after this, I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands, and then we can move on to the next part. Alrighty, so after I wash my hands, I think I decided that I do want, of course, some bling. So this time I think I'm gonna do the bling on my pinky, and then I kind of want to keep that same style that I had where I did like the, you know, polish on the tip. Because I want to, you know, still show my pink acrylic. So I think I want to do the pinky like blinged out. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the Color Club Harp on It color. And I'm just going to do one coat of that on my pinky. For the outline, I think I'm going to do the Perfect Red, which is by Madam Glam. As you guys know, I do have a promo code for them, so I'll be sure to leave that down below in the description so you guys can go check them out. They're my favorite gel polish company. They just go on so good, and I do highly recommend their gel polishes. I might do my thumb and my middle finger. So we're gonna start from the side of the nail going all the way across to the tip. Or sorry, to the corner. And just filling it in. Alrighty, just like that. And then same thing for my middle finger.
Let's go.
Ready, just like that. And then I am gonna be, of course, applying some bling. So I'm gonna do my, let's see, my SS6 and my SS12 AB for sure, which these will be on my website. I think I kind of want to throw in a little bit of pink as well, and then I'm gonna throw in some red bling in there too. Alrighty, so for this, I'm gonna use my Soleil nail adhesive, which is the one that I always use. And then, let's see. I probably need to go ahead and cure these two. I'm gonna go ahead and cure those two nails so I don't mess them up. And I'm just using my Holly Light from Madam Glam, which looks like this. It's really pretty. And I'm just curing them for 30 seconds. Alrighty, so I cured those two fingers. So now we're gonna go ahead and apply the bling. And I'm using my wax pencil, which I do have these available on my website. I also have the red bling and the pink one on my website. And I'm just gonna alternate between the colors, but we're mostly doing the ABSS6 and SS12.
Let's go.
Alrighty, just like that. And then I'm gonna do probably some more bling on my index finger. I'll probably add a little bit of pink on this one since it's like, you know, a lot of red on over here. Alrighty, so just like that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and spray those two with the Mia Secret Gel Resin Activator. Since we use the Soleil nail adhesive, it is a thicker, you know, consistency, so it takes a little bit longer to dry, but with the activator, it basically like freezes it in place, so you don't have to wait for so long for it to dry. And then I'm gonna just leave them like this, and then after that, we're gonna go ahead and go in with the Madam Glam Gel Top Coat, and we're gonna apply this on all of the nails.
Let's go.
Alrighty, so I did the top coat on those four. So now we're gonna go ahead and put them back under the light, this time for 60 seconds. And then afterwards, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other hand. So again, for the pinky, we're gonna use the Hard Bonnet Polish by Color Club. This is a regular nail polish and I get it from Amazon. And I only do one coat. After that, we're gonna go in with the Perfect Red by Madam Glam. This one was from their Perfect collection, and I'm just using this little smart. And then for that, I'm just gonna be using this small nail art brush. These are on my website as well. And then I'm gonna use the Madam Glam Gel Top Coat. Again, I do have a promo code for Madam Glam, so I'll be sure to leave the link in the description. And then all of this bling is on my website. Alrighty, so this hand is completely done. So again, now we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing on this other hand, and I'll be back.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
y'all, so here is the final look. As you can see, they turned out really pretty. So we did the Valentine's Day glitter on the ring finger, the red on the middle finger and the thumb, and then just bling on the pinky and the index finger. So really nice and simple and Valentine's Day-ish. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at GetNo32, and I'll see you guys next time.